Hey yo, welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into a hybrid CHGO Bets Daily. I'm Sean Anderson, coming to you live from Studio B. There is no one in this office, and we chose the studio with no air conditioning. Joining me from his lovely, lovely home that has air conditioning and a lot of shade is Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO, and you can follow the Bets account at CHGO_Bets. Hi, Cody.
Hi, Sean. I'm sorry that you're probably sweating in places you shouldn't be sweating.
I sweat in places, I mean, like, I have hyperhidrosis. I don't know if you know what that is. You know what hyperhidrosis is?
No, I don't.
So,
that's a big word.
I could be cold. I could be in an air-conditioned room, you know, with a fan on me and everything. My hands and feet will just sweat. I mean, it's just, I just have very, very sweaty glands. It's not fun. So even when it's not hot, I'm sweating. So it's just kind of a lifestyle for me. It's just kind of a way of life. But here I am, sweating. How's your Friday been?
It's been better. Today's been the sun's out. It's Friday. It's mid-July. I should be in a better mood, but I'm just kind of not. So it is what it is. But this is probably the brightest part of my day, to be honest with you.
Aww. Cody, I'd have to agree. I would have to say it's actually second. It's very close second. The first thing is apparently we have a new neighbors downstairs in my new apartment complex. And apparently they have a dog because this morning my girlfriend had to pull off my new neighbor's dog from my cat's cat food. The door was open. Dog came in, started eating the cat food. So,
wow.
You're a close second to that.
Where I live, me and her are kind of blessed that our upstairs, it's like 3 units in this building, I guess. And we're on the bottom. Then the next person above us, they like use it as like a vacation home, so they're never there. And then the people above them, it's definitely just like some dude who's like a bachelor and like is probably like, I'm surprised he's not bringing up multiple girls every week, but like he's definitely lives alone and it's just him and he's living his Chicago city life. And the point that I'm getting at here is that like I let my bike sit outside the door and like I'm not worried that it's gonna be taken. And like we're loud as fuck in our apartment all the time, like whether I'm watching the Cubs piss me off or whatever. So I'm very blessed with my living situation.
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, apparently we got a nosy-ass dog, but we'll just leave the door closed, I guess.
Yeah, I might want to do that.
Yeah, I guess we won't be having a dining room table delivered every day. So, I mean, I guess that was the only reason why the door was open. But it was a cute dog.
Fair.
You know, hey, maybe we want a dog. Maybe they forget they had a dog.
Good way to meet friends.
We get a dog. That's true. I was just thinking about stealing their dog. You were thinking about making friends with them, so... 2 different thought processes here. Let's get into the big meat of the meat and potatoes of this show. We bet money on this show mainly, and we have a bank that we bet money from. Usually it goes down. Sometimes it goes up. We started at $50 back on March 4th when we started this whole show. Right now, my bank total is not at $50. It's at $2.50. Cody, you're up to 16, right?
Well, it was at 31, but I placed bets on Dylan Cease to win the AL Cy Young, and I placed bets on Juan Soto to go to the Yankees, and I placed bets on the Cardinals to win the NL Central. And of course, I stupidly forgot to place the one on the Brewers to miss the playoffs, which was more juicier than the Cardinals to win the NL Central. So I'm a little irked that I forgot to do that.
There's still
because
time.
Now they're not there. Like they took it off. They took it off as soon as the second half started. They took it off PointsBet. So
damn.
If you were able to get that as far as like a juicy, who knows what could happen type bet, which is how I feel about it, good for you. But I did not get it in time. So at least I got these other ones. I'm hoping that one of them hits, man. One of them's got to hit.
Fingers crossed. Hey, I got 3 NL Cy Young futures. Hopefully one of them hits, right? I got 2 Juan Soto. Where will he be traded? Hopefully one of them hits. Hopefully that one's the White Sox because I do make more money and the White Sox get Juan Soto.
Put money on Juan Soto to the White Sox?
It was 50 cents.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. It was one of those, like, it's an option on PointsBet. Like, the Cubs aren't even an option.
Right.
Like, I would have totally done it too, even though, like, I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm sure Sean doesn't think it's going to happen either. But the option, like the fact to just have the option, I'm actually just jealous of that.
PointsBet can get my desperation money. That's all that is. It's just desperation. Yeah. I'll say it's hope. It's desperation. The White Sox season is in a very rough state, and Juan Soto can really pull them out of the trenches. But we're not talking baseball just yet. We're going into the NFL futures market on PointsBet, because there is a very important question we must ask Cody. Will the Chicago Bears have the worst record in the NFL? If you go to the NFL futures market, you can go to NFL season specials. They got best regular season record. They got worst regular season record. The Houston Texans lead this odd. They have the lowest odds to have the worst regular season record at plus 300. The Falcons at plus 400. Seattle Seahawks at plus 725. The New York Jets at plus 900. The Jags at plus 1,000, the Carolina Panthers at 1,200, the Bears at 1,200, and the Lions at 1,200. So, Cody, what are we thinking about the Bears, and can they have the worst regular season record in the NFL this year?
I mean, let's start with just like Bears fandom right now. Like not even like from a gambling state. Bears fandom right now, I feel like it's one or the other. A lot of people are either really optimistic, and this is based off watching the CHGO Bear Show. I like reading the comments when I have. A lot of people are optimistic because they think Justin Fields is going to, take a big step in his sophomore season. And then a lot of people think this team's going to win like 4 games tops. And like, there's no middling ground. Like, no one thinks this team can go 8-8 or 8-9, whatever it is now that they've added more games. So at plus 1,200, as someone who is very pessimistic about the Bears, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also, as a fan,
are they worse than the Lions? That's the real question here, because the Lions and Bears are the worst.
I do think
the same odds.
I do think they're worse than the Lions, even though like the Lions can never beat the Bears no matter what. But I do think the Lions, at this point, are a better team than the Bears, just because they had, the higher draft capital, and they actually played better than what anyone really expected last year. I wouldn't bet the Lions at 1,200. And if I were to choose between the Lions and the Bears, I would take the Bears to finish with a worse record.
So we can cross off the Lions. So that's a team that they're competing with on the thing. Also, too, I mean, Bears were in 3rd place. Lions were in 4th place. Lions supposedly will have the easier schedule this half. I do like the Seahawks at plus 725. Can they win a game in the NFC West? It's a very good 3 teams in front of you. The Cardinals are good. The Niners are good. The Rams are good. I like the Seahawks. I mean, that's the real question. I mean, I think the Bears can at least take a game from the Lions. So they're already a game. I don't think the Seahawks can win a game in the NFC West.
Well, that movie, Any Given Sunday, man. Like,
that's true.
The Seahawks, that they will fuck around and win 1 or 2 games in that division. Like, we've seen it. We see it every year. Like I don't know how else to explain it. There's like, you'll have these random weeks where these really bad teams just beat the best team or beat a team that they're like significant dogs against. So
I think the Jets beat the Steelers last year. That was a weird one.
The Jets beat like a few decent teams, I thought, last year.
I think they played the Bucs tightly as well.
Yeah. Well, the Texans and the Falcons, I looked up their depth chart because I honestly could not name a player on either team.
Matt Ryan. He's in Indianapolis.
Yeah, like the Falcons don't have Matt Ryan anymore. Marcus Mariota is going to be their starting quarterback week 1. They did draft Desmond Ridder, who, he was a solid college quarterback, and he wasn't taken early or anything, but like
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley's suspended because of gambling. Which is so dumb if you want to talk about Deshaun Watson. I'm not getting into it, but I'm just saying.
Kyle Pitts. My bad.
Kyle Pitts. Who's good.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys name one wide receiver on that roster right now?
Damiere Byrd.
Bears legend.
Former Bear.
Yeah. I just looked Bears down. Legend. You're actually right.
Didn't they just draft a kid? I'm pretty sure they just had a first rounder.
They did.
Something London, Drake London.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then the Texans, you look at their team and like
they have White Sox starting pitcher Davis Martin as their starting quarterback.
Yeah, Davis Mills, like yikes. Lovie Smith, new coach. Either way, like they're because of what Bill O'Brien did to that team before they fired him. He's like that team's got a few years. So I at plus 300, that's probably the best odds you'll get on the Texans at the worst record. I don't see it, getting any juicier than that.
Are the Jaguars good enough though? Like I'm just trying to think about the teams in their divisions. The Jaguars better,
play in that. Yeah, they're better, and they also play in that AFC South where it has the Titans and the Colts and just all these average teams. I mean, the Titans have been a pretty solid team, and the Colts have been solid, but like the Jags, they can win some games in that division.
Trevor Lawrence should get better. They get Travis Etienne back. Right. There's a little bit of hope there, but no.
And I do think the Jets will be better too. Yeah, that too. And like I said, the Jets. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just like I was saying, the Jets at plus 900. I do think that they will be a better team as well. I think Zach Wilson will at least be better.
Right. Buffalo and New England are tough, but they're not unbeatable.
Right. Exactly. So, and I think their defense is improving too. So, if I were to take a flyer, I would take Carolina at plus 1,200.
Not a Baker stand.
Well, not only that, but I mean they made the mistake of not taking Justin Fields, and they rolled with Sam Darnold, and that blew up in their face. And now they're kind of in the similar part where like the Bears have been like the last couple of years, where things could go really good or things could go really bad. And they play in a tough division, right? Like the Bucs. The Falcons won't be any good, but the Bucs and the Saints will be better. Jameis Winston's coming back. I don't know. Like
Baker has train wreck vibes because they're tied to Baker. So I mean,
right.
If Baker is horrible.
If I were to take a flyer, I would take the Panthers. The Browns are the Browns, and if Deshaun Watson gets suspended for an entire year or a large amount of games, I'm just saying, things could get real bad there because they are the Browns. But
plus 3,000, not bad,
right? But if I were to take the one I feel the most confident about, I'd probably take the Texans at plus 300. I really would. So
I think it's easy to talk myself into, but I honestly think the Seahawks at plus 725. It's nice value, but it's not too far away. And I really think they're going to get murdered every time they play an NFC West team. That's 6 losses right there. And can that team go 500 in the other 10 games? Probably not. So I could see them going 3-13 pretty easily. Bears win-loss record set at 6.5. Plus 120 for over 6.5. And then if you want to take the Bears under, it is going to be minus 145. I think 145 going under on that one's easy, but I don't think there's enough action on that for me to just wait until January for me to get my money.
I have talked with our Bears insiders at CHGO Bears. Will DeWitt I asked him about it, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago. And he says that he thinks they're going to go over because the schedule is not nearly as hard as it has been in recent years. And he thinks that some of those, a lot of those games that they have lost brutally the last couple of years, he thinks that they'll just get a few more. They'll manage to get a few more this year. So he's on the side of maybe this team will be better than what we think. But again, I don't blame people if they think this team's going to really stink and lose or win 3 or 4 games. But again, the worst records in the league, the worst record in the league the last couple of years has won 2 games, 1 or 2 games. I think that was
and now there's 17 games. So, now they got one more to hopefully, I don't know, maybe you'll get to 4-13, but I don't know. Charlie Ruby saying our line and wide receiver core are straight trash. Defense and quarterback are solid, and our division is probably the weakest in the NFL. I think we'll be terrible, but I don't believe we'll be the worst in the NFL. I'll still take easily, I think, AFC South, just because the Jags are pretty bad still. The Texans are horrible. So I don't think the Lions are that bad. And the Vikings can make the playoffs. The Packers still have Aaron Rodgers, so I don't think they're in the worst, but definitely not one of the best. I think the Bears can beat the Texans week 4. I think they can beat the Giants in week 5. I think they'll probably lose every divisional game, maybe outside of one game against the Lions, and then maybe a win on week 12. So, like, I'm really only seeing about 4 wins here. The Jets, you know, if they go 2-0 against the Lions and beat those smaller teams, that's 6 wins right there. Can they get one of the other ones to flip? I don't think so.
I'll blame you for thinking it. We're gonna have to do a full show.
They have a bye week in week 14. They have like one of the latest bye weeks. They're screwed.
I think a lot of what we've seen from the Bears the last few years is just the amount of injuries. Like, that's something that's hard to bet on in terms of betting that 6.5. Which again, I think we'll have to revisit this perhaps next week, because Bears training camp, and I feel like we should just do all Bears futures next week. But as far as them having the worst record, though, I do think their roster is a little bit better than the Seahawks and the Texans, and even the Falcons too.
We'll have to see. It's definitely interesting, and we'll be talking about it all next week. Like you said, training camp starts for the Bears, so maybe we'll get Will DeWitt on the podcast. Maybe we'll get old Nicholas Moriano on the podcast. Maybe Adam Hogue will give us a little bit of time. Ooh, we'll see. But, hey, I'm heating up in this room. I'm also hopefully heating up on the PointsBet app. The best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from a CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we can help you out. Cody, show off the shirt, because it's a CHGO shirt and looks real nice. PointsBet's your home for live in-play betting, and it just got even better. If you see an edge in the game you're watching, your favorite team is primed for a comeback, don't just watch the game. Bet along with it live. There's more live betting, more live markets, faster live cash outs with the PointsBet app. So what are you waiting for? It's time to elevate your live betting game. Download the PointsBet app right now and use promo code CHGO so you can get a sick-ass shirt that Cody's wearing. Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life at PointsBet. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. Cody, what you betting on tonight?
I'm keeping it light, man. I'm going to take the Phillies to beat the Cubs at -131. Kyle Gibson against Justin Steele. I would have probably bet on Nick Castellanos if you want a little flyer prop bet. Okay. Nick Castellanos is batting .500 against Justin Steele. He's also had kind of his first year in Philly. I don't know. But again, Castellanos Schwarber revenge game, wouldn't blame you if anyone wanted to bet some prop on him. But Justin Steele has not given up a lot of homers at all this year, so I would not bet the homer prop. But but I don't feel great about the Cubs, so at -131 on the money line, like, it's not a bad bet. If you want to get
Gibson, kind of stinky though.
Yeah, like if you want
home runs back to back against the Cardinals.
That's true. If you want to get wild, you want to vibe out on a Friday. Cubs at plus money is not a bad idea, I guess. If you want to go down that path, like if you got a lot of money in that bank account of yours and you want to go down that path, then like more power to you. But Phillies are in they're in that wild card race right now. They're trying to make the playoffs. They know coming out of the half, like, they need to win these games against the Cubs. I think the Cubs might get 1 this weekend, but I don't see them getting 2 of 3 or even coming close to sweeping. So Cubs also lost 9 of their last 10 games. If you want to bet on the Cubs plus 1.5 ain't a bad bet. They've been in a lot of games and have brutally lost games, before the All-Star break. But again, both teams had a break. They're kind of starting fresh, I guess you could say, but also that trade deadline is looming. Ian Happ and Wilson Contreras have started to struggle a little bit. I like to probably think it's because that trade deadline is looming. For a team like the Phillies, who have magically went from being one of those early disappointments. They've ascended and they're in that wild card chase. So these games definitely important for them. So I think tonight they're going to start the second half 1-0.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see. It's definitely hoping that they start losing games and they want to trade Kyle Schwarber because I think he would look good in a White Sox uniform. Charlie Ruby saying Schwarber will hit 2 nukes off us tonight, and Cubs Twitter will go and saying we should brought him back. I don't know. Justin Steele.
I
just
think
listen
they
to
should
Cody talk. It's just that's one of the guys where he always feels confident in. So I don't know about Schwarber tonight, but hey, maybe he'll have a good couple day games on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think Justin Steele has been very solid since the beginning of June, and even if Schwarber does go hit 2 bombs off him, then I'll be one of those people saying that the Cubs should have never non-tendered the guy. But it is what it is.
He wouldn't have made the changes. You needed old Kevin Long in Washington. Don't worry about it. You guys wouldn't have been able to fix him. All right, let's look at.
That's a very alarming stuff. If they really wouldn't have been able to fix him, that's all.
Hey, I mean, they had him for how long? And all the guy did was put a fucking T in front of him.
Yeah,
he put a T at his chest and said, "Hit the ball," and that's all he did.
Yeah.
And now he's a god. Now he's hitting homers, 60 homers in the past 2 seasons. Come on.
I don't get it. It's got a lot of pain, man.
Good coaching. Yeah, he got paid. Let's look at my, what is it? Stupendous 2. All right. Maybe tremendous 2 would go with the alliteration there, Steven.
I missed it.
You missed it.
Should have gotten it.
All good. Going no run first inning, Cleveland versus the White Sox at -115. Usually it's like -150. Cal Quantrill's a righty. Lucas Giolito is always good against the Cleveland Guardians. So, hey, let's roll no run first inning. And then Giolito over 5.5 Ks at +110. He dominates the Guardians, has dominated the Guardians his entire career, will continue to dominate the Guardians, and over 5.5 feels easy just because I feel like the lowest he will get is 6. He's usually good for a strikeout an inning. So let's go Lucas Giolito over 5.5 strikeouts. Pretty easy betting slip for me today. Cody, I only got like 250 to roll with, so fingers crossed that I get a win. Hope that I win.
I will say I did put down a $1 parlay. It's only to make like $4 because it's a 3-legger, but it has Sox money line in it. And I'm taking Orioles +1.5 against the Yankees at -121, and then Cardinals money line against the Reds. Adam Wainwright against some guy named Graham Ashcraft. Yeah, it comes out to +435 after you boost it on PointsBet. I'm just trying to, build the account back up after making all these damn future bets. You know what I mean? So
I got a 4-legger that I might roll with at +755. Psych, I boosted it, Cody, at +840. White Sox money line, under Guardians 3.5. First line, no run. So I just money line 3-way, first inning draw. That's just no run first inning, or they both score 1 run. And then TA to get 2 hits. $143, $1.43 gets you 12.02. So I might do that. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay. I might just be throwing away $1.43 though, so I'm not sure.
Well, for the sake of getting that boat, sake of getting that boat that we want,
and paying for the gas for that boat. It's a very expensive thing that we are trying to buy. That's Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. You can follow the Bets account at CHGO_Bets. And thank you to Stephen Nicholas for producing us. Cody, go enjoy your Friday. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you next week.
See you next week, buddy.
We will see you, everyone. We will see everyone else when we are millionaires on a boat next week. Goodbye.